What is up guys, and welcome to my channel and for a new build for Stranger of Paradise. A lot of people have a really hard time climbing the rifts to reach the final 100th floor. So I have for you this really powerful build that can get you all the way up to the final floor in no time at all. The Breaker is by far the most reliable job in terms of damage output in the rifts. With how ridiculous the enemies scale in the labyrinth, the Breaker is still able to constantly hit that max 100,000 damage with every hit. I don't even have the best set of gear on my build, but still I'm able to hit the max damage without even charging up the attacks. With how strong the Breaker's ability is, and the new Dimension Bringer, you can easily take out any boss and climb the rifts in no time at all. I have seen so many videos that show off people running the rifts at floor 100, and they are doing some ridiculous stuff. Their build alone can never do what they are showing off on those floors. It's what they have set up before going into the fights that they are not showing. Like there is no way on your build that you can get 600% affinities on so many jobs. It's the monsters that you summon that provide these affinities and buffs. I have tested my build alone to even do floor 100 without any monster buffs and effects, and it's been very successful. So let's get right into the build. So our main job is Breaker using the Warden class, and then Ninja will remain our secondary with the Shadow Master. Ninja is pretty much a given at this point, and it's one of the best jobs to have as a secondary. We use it to get to max MP very easily with chain cancelling, as well as being able to tank at least 3 attacks from the enemies. The affinities you will need across your Ninja is 600% on your Void Knight, so you can get cheaper command abilities as well as getting haste when your max MP is at least 4 bars. The reason we get this is because we will always be chain cancelling from a main job into the Ninja and then straight back into the Breaker. As soon as you do that, even for a second that you go into the Ninja, you will get that haste. Your Breaker will be able to use it to charge up its sword very quickly, even if it's just for a moment. 600% Berserker is optional. It will easily proc Lightbringer for free when you Soul Burst. 400% on Evoker is always good to have, as it will constantly have you regen your MP while you're at full health. We get that 250% on our Samurai to get the bonus damage on Chain Cancel, and then finally 120% on the Summoner to increase your max MP on Chain Cancel. On your gear pieces, try to get reduced cost on command abilities that we will be using, which are Lunatic, Mighty Strikes and Lancet. Getting as much Soul Burst MP recovery is also very important on your gear. Then get luck and add a drop rate so you can get your hands on that sweet loot. Now for our main Breaker job. Once again, we are using the Warden class, and this will allow our main job ability to get 4 charges instead of just 3. The max damage that we can deal is 100,000. In my run to get to floor 100, I didn't even have to charge the attack all the way up to 4 times. Up until I think floor 80 to 85, I was always hitting the max damage with only 3 charges. The sword attack is super strong. On my build, I focus on the Bahamut Summon Blessing. On a successful Soul Shield, it will increase all of your stats, and this effect can stack up to 20 times. I personally love this blessing, and pairing it with the 600% affinity on your Cyclic Warrior, we can stack these effects pretty quickly whenever we proc our Lightbringer. Since our Lightbringer now plays a big part in nearly every fight, we can get those 20 stacks very quickly. Even when fighting bosses, we can just spam Lightbringer a few times between their phases. Our Soul Burst recovery on our Ninja is so high that we can get nearly all our MP back every time. The other affinity that you will need is 600% on your Breaker to get bonus damage from Warden's Wisdom and increased damage from Soul Burst as well. 600% on our Summoner will increase the potency of our Blessing, making it even stronger. Plus the duration on all our buffs will increase whenever we Soul Shield. This will proc every time we enter Lightbringer thanks to our Cyclic Warrior affinity. Plus Summoner is needed overall cause we will be chain cancelling with each attack. Since we use Lightbringer, our max MP will keep falling. We can easily chain cancel after using the sword and increase our max MP very easily. If you don't chain cancel, you'll run out of MP to use. You won't be able to proc Lightbringer or even use your sword attack. 400% on our Dark Knight, so we can have all our near-death effects active all the time. 250% on our Samurai for bonus damage on Chain Cancel. It's good to have this on your primary job as well as the secondary job as well. Getting as much damage as possible is important, especially on the higher floors. Then any other job affinities with strength will be great. The stats that you will want to get across all your gear pieces is MP cost reduction, damage dealt, and reduced charge time on the Zensetsuken. Strength, near death damage dealt, and damage during Lightbringer. Any chaos effects that give you good damage will be great to put on, not necessarily the ones that I'm telling you now. Your accessory is really important. You will be using the Lion Heart. This can be farmed only from Gilgamesh in the Rifts. It's this ring that will give you the invincible skill that you will usually need to get at least 400% on your knight to use. What it does is that you will totally be invincible to attacks during Lightbringer. Comes in really handy, especially when you're fighting mobs, and sometimes the 3 attacks that are nullified from your ninja is not enough to keep you alive. The command abilities are pretty simple. Lunatic for more damage, and then we have the Mighty Strikes and Lancet combo. Those 2 will give you bonus damage and great MP recovery. If you have good cost reduction on your abilities, Lancet is more than enough to recover all that MP that you have lost. Here's a look at the master points for the breaker. That is all you need to bring this build together. This build can take you all the way up to floor 100. If you have the right stats and can totally master chain cancelling when you perform your abilities, you should have no problem killing anything in the rifts, whether it's the chaos monsters, mobs or any boss. This build works without any effects on the monsters even on the higher floors. Still, the monsters can come in really handy, so do use them. Use Tomberry to get bonuses across all stats. Dawn is great as he will give you great buff durations and Evo and ultimate affinities. Deep will give you good boost in strength as well as physical damage dealt. Bang is great, he will give you great stamina and increased damage to bosses. And then finally keep on Jester. He will increase your drop rates on the relics and your damage during Lightbringer as well. Feed all your monsters with muscle meat or summon stones to buff up your strength. Feed all 5 of the monsters and then swap them out and feed the others as well. You can stack these effects on top of one another and get some ridiculous bonuses before going into the fights. Here you can see on the final floor, I don't even need to charge my attack. I have so much strength from all these monsters that I'm hitting the max damage without even charging the attack even once. Some bosses that take really reduced damage like the Pirate, Warrior Light or even the Black Knight can now also take max damage with all these monster buffs. With the Bahamut Summon Blessing, we can get even stronger. Every single stack will be boosted even further, making it even more powerful. I hope this build will help you to get to the top and beat the rifts. I have tested this build to see if it works even without the monster buffs, and yes, you can do the final floor with it. It might take a little bit of work, but with the Dimension Bringer, Invincible and Chain Cancelling with every attack, you can beat nearly everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the build. I have reached my goal of getting to the top floor and now I'm pretty happy. I will go back down to lower floors and start experimenting with new stuff. What job builds would you like to see next? Let me know. I would love to hear from you all. I will catch you all next time.